Hi everyone, today we will start teaching section 6.3 Exponential Functions. So please turn to a new page of your notebook. Write down the date of today and the learning target. Find values using exponential functions. So we will start with example 6.7. So in this question, two functions are given. They are fx and gx. So the question asks you to find the values according with different values of x. Okay? So for part A, it asks you to find f0 minus g1. So we can directly identify. We will substitute x equal to 0 into fx, while we will substitute x is equals to 1 into gx. So therefore, it will become 3 times 4 to the power 0 minus 0.7 to the power 1. And then it is simply using your calculator or your calculation. We know that it is 3 minus 0.7. And finally, it is 2.3. Okay, so similarly for part B, it is f2.5 times g2.5. So therefore, we identify for fx, we have to substitute x equals to 2.5. While for gx, we have to substitute x equals to 2.5 again. And then we have to multiply these two numbers. Okay, so 3 times 4 to the power 2.5 times 0.7 to the power 2.5. Then simply, we just input all the numbers into the calculator, then we can calculate the answer. But this time, it is not an exact answer, or exact value, so therefore we have to write the answer with 3 significant figures. So that is 39.4. Correct. 2, 3 significant figure. Okay, so after this example, please help me to finish the following quick patterns. Okay, which is quick patterns 6.7. Okay, and it takes around 3 minutes. So you can pause the video. So let's take a look at another example. That is example 6.8. So which is a word problem. So in this question, the population P of a town T years after the beginning of 2010 is estimated by a formula P equals to 35,000 times 1.0025 to the power T. Okay? So for part A, it asks you to estimate the population at 2 times. The first one is the beginning of 2010. The second one is at the beginning of 2020. So in this question, we have to identify the time. So for A1, at the beginning of 2010, so we have to think about what should we substitute for T. Okay, so as the question said, the T is standing for the years after the beginning of 2010. So at the beginning of 2010, the T should be 0. Okay, then for A2, at the beginning of 2010, that means T is equals to 10. Okay, after we know that what number should we substitute into T, then we can do the calculation. For A1, for T equals to 0, P is equals to then we can calculate it. Then we have the answer of 35,000. Similarly, for A2, this time we will substitute t equals to 10. Okay, so again we are using the calculator to calculate the answer for us, but this time the answer is not exact. So let's take a look of the question. It mentioned that give your answer correct to nearest integer. Okay, so if the answer is not exact, then we have to correct it into correct to the nearest integer. So therefore we have 35885 correct to nearest integer. So we finished part A. And then let's take a look of part B. So the question asks you that will the increase of the population from the beginning of 2019 to the beginning of 2020 exceed 90. Okay, that means there are two times appears in this question. The first one is at the beginning of 2019, that is t equals to 9. Okay, as for the beginning of 2020, t is equals to 10. Okay, so therefore that means we have to substitute these two t into the formulas, and then we have to compare the increase. That means we have to find the difference. Okay, so we have to substitute two numbers. The first one is t equals to 10, and then the second one is t equals to 9. It stands for 2020 and 2019. Okay, and then as we are going to find the difference, that means we have to put a minus sign in between, and therefore again we are calculate the numbers, and the result gives us that it is 9089.4886. Okay, which is smaller than 90. Then we can draw the conclusion. Does it exceed 90? So no. So the increase will not exceed 90. And this is the whole presentation. Okay, so again, for the remaining time, please first help me to finish a quick practice. Okay, quick practice 6.8. So it takes around 5 minutes. Okay, also for today's homework, which is exercise 6C, question